In this video, I wanted to talk about my strategy for finding product ideas, finding a niche, figuring out what piece of software you're going to build. What's always worked for me, let me start with what hasn't worked for me, is if I sit down and try to think of an idea, or I sit down and try to do a bunch of research online to find an idea. I'm not particularly good at market research. I know people that are, and I wish I was better at it. If you are good at market research, then you're probably not watching this video because you already figured it all out. But a lot of people can go, they can search, they can find stuff, do a lot of comparative analysis, geek out that way. That's never worked for me, and I'm guessing because this video is for developers, that might be your inclination as well. The answer is very simple. It's that you find a pain point. You keep your eye out for pain points that you discover in your daily work. So if you're not already working, let's take whatever your niche is. My particular niche is within the Magento world. But if you're not already working in that space for multiple years, I'm not sure if I can help you. But so for people that have been working in a space for maybe a year, 2 years or so, you start to notice patterns. That's the way that I did. That's the way I did Commerce Hero. That's the way that I did MageMail. And it's really very simple. You start to see, let's say your company needs to find an extension that does referral programs, and you look around, you find a couple options. There's always going to be a couple options for everything. Don't let that scare you away. The question is, what's the level of quality? What's the price point? MageMail does email marketing, right? Email automation, behavioral email automation for Magento. Magento has that functionality built into their core enterprise product. There's a behavioral email feature. So you might say that's a dumb idea, but the functionality wasn't good. Nobody actually used it. So you're not going to know these things until you're really in this space. If you're just totally fresh to it and you're Googling and stuff like that, it's going to be hard to know those things. But if you're working for an agency for 2 years and you keep seeing repeating patterns of holes in things that you guys have to build yourself custom because there's no good product out there, and you've tried 3 or 4 different extensions for a client, but they failed here. Their caching was totally jacked, support was horrible, price was way too high, and you can do something for a lower price range. So that's really the answer. I mean, with Commerce Hero, I kept hearing, man, I need to find a Magento developer. I need to find a Magento. I'm hiring. We're hiring. And I knew, and then on the other hand, I also knew a lot of developers, and I knew some that were like maybe not super satisfied with their job, or maybe they were interested in doing some freelance. I was like, wait a second, there's something here. You got to connect these dots. So that's really the answer. Just keep an eye out for pain points. Look for the recurring themes that you're seeing. If you're in-house with a merchant, which is what I was, and you see the needs that they have. So that's the answer. I mean, I wish there was more meat I could add to that bone, but it's really pretty simple. So if you have any questions on that, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment in and let me know what you think. Thanks.